Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new game on the channel. This is Tomb Raider. This is the most recent Tomb Raider, and I've never really played a Tomb Raider game before, and I will say that this one is much more intense than I realized when going into it. Because, as I said, I've never really played a Tomb Raider. I've seen Tomb Raider, I know that Lara Croft is the main character, but outside of that, I'm not really sure of what else. So I wanted to get into the newest one, which is a completely different series, I understand, but it's not a restart. Yeah, this is Lara Croft. Yeah, this was a much more intense version, and I think this is the first one that isn't first Lara that's not based off Evangeline Jolie. I'm pretty sure that's the actress. I'm remembering correctly.
In our darkest moments, when life flashes before us, we find something.
Yeah, Angelia.
Something that keeps us going.
It was Jolie. Yep. Had to confirm that for you. But yeah, we're starting off with an epic crashing scene where our boat's getting fucking torn to pieces. Bullshit. That never happens. And that's the game. Looks like we're dead as shit. Well, that was a really fun 2 minutes of my first Tomb Raider. Very fun, very fun. Really shaky camera, so I'm sorry if you get, like, I don't know, seizures from this. Because there are a lot of bright lights, and there are a lot of really shaky cameras. This is post-recorded, in case you're wondering. Because I know at least the first hour has some pretty shaky camera work. Oh, it's Whitman. I'm right here. Trying to, like, yell over a storm. And welcome to the game. Getting punched in the face after getting to shore, and then sounds of something heavy being dragged. Is that a fat joke, Square Enix? Is that a fat joke? She's not fat, okay? But yeah, so this is one fucking intense opening to a Tomb Raider game that I never even expected. Like, I didn't expect to be hanging next to a corpse 3 minutes into a game, in general, really. Never really had a game where it's like, hey, here's a bunch of dead people, and you got crashed, and now you woke up like this. Hanging upside down after getting like, sucker punched on the beach. After you got, like, washed up from a crash. It's intense. It's crazy. And I think this is when we start getting in control of the character. Yeah. So, since we are near a pyre, not a pyre, it's more of a ceremonial thing over there. A pyre would be us in the middle of a fire. That'd be bad. So we had to burn the corpse that was near us, in order for that thing to catch on fire. And then, excuse me, we have to then light our robes on fire, and somehow we don't catch on fire. Like, it looks like our legs should be burnt off, and we should have died right then and there. And this is the worst part. If you're squeamish, look away. Oh, God. We should be dead as shit. Oh, God. Damn. Fucking rebar. Like, we should have, like, tetanus. We should be dead in, like, 20 minutes. but now we're completely disoriented, and I love the camera work, the fact that the entire like screen looks shaky, and it's so cool.
Oh god.
Welcome to Tomb Raider. Dead bodies and skulls and bones everywhere.
What is this place? What happened to
It
you?
looks like she got sacrificed. Like a ceremonial sacrifice. Oh, that's right. I had to pick up this torch. I was really worried about these things. I was like, please don't make a sound. Good. I don't want to wake up whoever the fuck's, you know, whoever knocked us out. And that's how fire works in this game. You can like literally burn anything that gives you the prompt, and it always works out in your favor, which is...
We must.
Oh, and this is pretty cool. So the water in this game actually affects your torch, which is pretty cool. Most games, they just completely ignore that. They're like, oh, well, whatever. Fire can withstand water. This game actually has some cool interactions. So you can climb up here and then light this thing on fire, and then it will like it'll chain on fire, chain lightning, yeah. And it'll then explode the giant barrel down there. It's a weird thing whenever she like climbs up with the torch, because it's on fire, and then you're like, are you sure you should be that close to a fire? Like right here. But I don't think it's really time to complain, and I was really nervous about walking in here, and I was totally correct. I was like, I don't want to do this. There is a bit of quick time in this game, so and there's I think 4 buttons for the quick time. You'll notice that for mashing, it's the E button. For the sides, you just like tap. I think it's either A and W or the directional pad. Directional pad on the keyboard. Yes. Oh, and she should be dead. I love the torch animation. The fact that it's like crawling on the ceiling. Oh, it's so cool. And she should stop doing that because you're making me nervous. But there's also, as I go back to my button mashing rant, there's also a third one that they never really tell you about, and it becomes vitally important at this one point, which took me a while to figure that out. Oh yeah, and she's got the Lara Croft vision. It's sort of like the Witcher hunt, except you can't use it, or Witcher vision, except you can't like use it while walking around. Makes things a little harder, but because you have to like stand still, and if you're not in the right position, then you sort of miss out. Oh yeah, you can jump after getting stabbed by rebar. So this is in most Tomb Raider games, from what I've heard, you have to do like these little puzzles, and this is no different. There are puzzles in this game, and this one's a pretty interesting one because it's how it's devised. You'll notice that it drops something into the water, and now all the garbage or whatever the box is are being towed, or not towed, but like stopped in that one particular section. And then I noticed this thing, and I noticed that you have to push it, but it doesn't like fall off and hit all the garbage at the bottom, which I thought it was gonna do. Instead, it opened up a little gate, and I was like, okay, that must mean that something needs to be put in there. And I was really wondering what or how to put stuff into this thing. Because as you see, it like opens up a little at the end. Yeah. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool, but what do I do with it? And then I noticed all the garbage was, I was able to light all the garbage on fire, and I think this is when I think I glitched into the sand right here. This was the only thing that really happened to me. I just started like sinking into the sand. I'm like, oh, Jesus, no, please, Laura, please. Somehow the water doesn't extinguish the fire. I am really not complaining because that thing is useful. I guess because the constant stream of the boxes keep lighting on fire. So that's nice. Then I was like, okay, what if I jump onto here? And it actually lifts everything that was on fire into the area. And I was like, ah, that is useful. So now I have a bunch of fire, boxes that are lit on fire, and something I can just throw at the garbage that needs to be lit on fire. And I'm surprised she doesn't get burned here. She is one resilient person, I'll give her that. Like there's been times where I'm like, that must have fucking hurt. You should be like crying in pain. Talk about a strong female lead. She just doesn't give a shit. She's like, I'm fucking doing whatever I want. And then the entire cave is getting destroyed. And it was about this point, yep, that happened. But upcoming is going to be the part where the button mashing comes into use. There's a lot of like quick time events and cutscenes so far that I've noticed. And upcoming is one that actually uses another button, which is the F button instead. But it doesn't tell you, it doesn't like prompt you to use the F button. So this happened. He's back. So they give you that little slowdown time, and if you miss it, they show you a horrific death scene. It is terrifying how bad that thing is. So I actually had to go through the menu and like, I think I actually had to Google it because it's like, how the fuck? It's the F button, and I was like, oh, it's the F, and he gets killed instead. But yeah, they don't the commands. They don't actually tell you which buttons to hit in the slow down effect moment for the circle and whatnot. They don't tell you, oh, hit the F button. It just sort of like is a circle, and then it like quickly lowers down. And I'm like, okay, well, what's going on? Right, left. Damn it, I would have died. Horrifyingly bad. I'm pretty sure I would have died by the fact, you know, I got stabbed in the rebar. I would have like completely missed the drop and like it just impaled myself with it. And I think that's the end of the horrific cave sequence, and we barely made it out of there. Yeah, we're all like bloody. We're just disgusting. And that is how they introduce you to the new Tomb Raider. A lot of shit went down. A lot of shit. I don't know if, like, wouldn't you have, like, at least collapsed by the blood loss? Like, and then this is the epic scene, which, surprisingly enough, is also the benchmark for the game. Which is really cool that they actually have a benchmark. I approve. Oh yeah, so now we've gained 300 experience. Experience does play a bit of a role in this game. It's pretty cool. There are, like, I guess, levels and skills you can learn.
A lifeboat. Where are they? They must have gone inland.
That must have been a bad idea. So now I think it's going to teach you... Okay, that's just an interactive thing. I think this is another cutscene. Yeah. Getting ahead of myself, I'm sorry.
Okay, take it slow.
I think at this point I would have just sat down and waited till like the next day. Because I would not walk... You know how I am with tiny little ledges like this. I get scared shitless, especially when they do shit like that. I can't do tight walks like this. I've always had like the shittiest balance in my life, so I've always been really nervous when I have to do that, especially in games as well, because I know that I'm gonna like fall off and slip. Yeah, just terrified by that. Oh yeah, I think the sprint in this game doesn't work. Because whenever I hit the shift, it does a little dodge, as you see. But it also says it's the sprint as well. But I'm not sprinting, I'm just dodging like that. So you'll see me doing that a lot. Oh yeah, now they introduce you to the parkour of this game. So, like a lot of puzzles, there's a lot of parkouring puzzles, and oh yeah, you can also lose your grip and fall off. So I'm gonna probably be doing that after like 2 weeks of not playing this game. Just like, how am I supposed to? Oh, it's the E button. Because you can lose your grip, and I assume if you lose your grip, you fall off. So, and hopefully they give me the prompt every time, because I know I'll forget. Laura, please don't die. Okay, get the fuck out of the way from the wing. The wing. Okay. I don't know if I can breathe yet. A lot of intense shit's going on. It's just crazy. This is one hell of an opening to a game. It's like, hey, we're just gonna throw a bunch of stuff at you. Just don't worry about it. Just be calm. Oh yeah, so this is the wall scramble, which is pretty cool. Mid jump, you can press space again. You like scramble up the wall a little faster. Well, not a faster, but higher. I guess is the better phrase.
Sam's pack.
Sorry, that was a great noise.
Sam! They must have come this way.
I mean, some of their stuff is here. I don't think it came with the WW2 fighter planes, so... Oh, the matches, that's right. Or I should say match.